yes, yes. When you hear that sound, you already know that it is Tuesday and it is time for Master Force Radio coming to you live from WVRO Soul. Hello, everybody. How are you? We are excited today because it is Second Tuesday, and that means we are doing Health is Wealth. And boy, do we have some delicious information for you coming from one of my most amazing friends on the planet. Oh, not only is she a friend, but she is somebody that you should know and somebody that you can learn a lot from. But before we get to her, you already know we are checking in with who? Mother Mecca. Mother Mecca, are you there?
Yes.
Are you ready to tell us what's going on out here?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I am. And you have noticed, and people that have heard my voice, I have my deep voice going on right now. And I guess that's just part of the universe, honey. So, hello, everyone. Hello, it's Mother Mecca with the Cosmic Weather Report. And it's going to be for the week, a little bit from last week, and also the week of September 11th, because we have to know which direction we're being hit from. But before I get started, I always like to be motherly and check on you guys and see how you guys and gals and see how you've been doing. So I hope with this retrograde, because it has started, that everything's going well with you and you're getting it's not retrograding you too much. I will definitely give you some strategies a little bit later on how to deal with it, in a few. So again, I'm a goat. I'm the real Capricorn, for those of you, they always saying when they sign is here come the real goats. And you know what? If I was not a Capricorn, I would not say that, because that is truly a sign, an animal of somebody for real. So I wouldn't say that. But we, as being a goat, I always rise above anything that's going on. So even though retrograde has been retrograding me, I am still getting through it. And so it has actually been affecting my business being a Capricorn, the effect affecting the business strategies. And but it has helped me with that, do some reflection on my practices, and taking time to revisit what's been going on, and even why I even became Mother Mecca 115 anyway. And honestly, it's been so hard a few days with the retrograde and just everything that's been going on. I had to cry. And I don't say, oh no, she was crying, because with that crying, I was able to release. And, with it being the full moon, that energy is still out. And so you want to do some releasing anyway. Any way that you can, you need to do some releasing. So it's okay to release, and especially with the full moon coming in right behind retrograde. Retrograde started on the 9th, full moon hit us on the 10th. So we have so much energy flowing from the retrograde, the full moon. And what they say is that it's a Mercury retrograde. So they feel like, astrologers, when we look in the sky, if we feel like that Mercury is actually traveling backwards, or it's slow, it's not really that's what it's doing. It's just it's just doing this thing, and we, in our mind's eye, it looks like it's going backwards. So we need to just be aware of those areas where we still can manifest, because a lot of people tell you that, oh, don't try to manifest during that time and things like that, because a lot of things will be array. We just have to look at our own individual selves and find out what we can do. Do you realize that this is the third time that Mercury has been in retrograde in 2022? This is our last time. Thank you. So you have made it this far. So I'm sure you will make it through this retrograde too. This retrograde started again on the 9th, and it will be over on October 2nd. So I know you're screaming like, hurry up, but that will not help. So Mercury rules our communication. So be mindful of who and how you are speaking to others. You may seem to be more forgetful at this time, so it's okay to revisit the past. That may help you find objects that you have that have gone missing during this time before. So it's okay to go back to, revisit. As I promised, I have suggestions on how, you can get through this time. So I have some things that can help you through retrograde. So one of the things is some candles. So either candles or incense. Now you don't want to just burn any type of candles. What I suggest is you either make you some candles. You know how some people are in candle making, or you need to purchase some aromatherapy candles. With it being also, we're going into our fall season, you want to get apple, you want to get pear, or some exotic violets, you want to get sandalwood, things like that to help you with that. We also know that Mercury retrograde sometimes affects our technology, that sometimes it goes haywire, goes slower or things like that. So you also want to get you uh go old school, get you a, I was about to say floppy disk, honey. I was see I can't even remember. I was about to say floppy disk, but get you the one you stick in your computer. I can't even see, it's making me forget. And so you can basically a hard drive, so you can start saving your things, so you will not lose important documents and things like that. I tried to purchase something, and it would kept saying that my card number was in error, but you know what? That was nothing but the universe helping me save that money that I needed. So another thing you can do is purchase or make you some bubble baths. It's time to do some staying in. So if you're staying in doing some DIY, do it yourself. Yeah, that'll be good too. So with your bubble baths, you want to add you some Epsom salt. Then get out of that tub, put on some pajamas, grab you a journal, and write out letters to people that you love, as well as you can do some venting letters that you need some things to help you get off your chest, or things that you feel that's going on during this retrograde season and this full moon, and that's to help protect your communication. I and You want to, oh, and here is something that I'm gonna slow down so you can really really get this. You need to download a song. It's called Easy. It's on all of your streaming networks that you can get. It's by the Co-Parents, so don't get that mixed up. It talks about vibration and your frequency and different things like that. It's a real nice cool kind of song, so it'll help you do some relaxation. All of this will benefit you in the full moon energy as well. So make sure that you are helping yourself release and be and when you release during the full moon, you are getting yourself ready to be fulfilled and fill up again with the new moon, and setting some intentions and setting some goals. Now the moon will eventually leave out of where it is now in Capricorn. Hey, so it will move into Taurus, which is another earth sign. Now, tomorrow it will be moving into Taurus, which is the 13th, and it'll be there until September 15th. So I can give you some more ideas. This is an excellent time to embrace your earthly pleasures and your earth signs. If you're in an area where it's still nice and warm, or even if you like this cool weather, you can go out and do a picnic. You can take a hike. I love hiking during this time because it's nice and cool. You're not too hot. You can take advantage of the spa. Um, the Taurus moon supports your financial activities. So apply, this is a good time to apply for loans, actually balance your checkbook, and set some financial goals for yourself. And guess what? Seekers of love, it's also great to begin a long-term relationship during this time. And I guess, what some people call cuddle season, it's falling right in line with cuddle season. So you need to uh fulfill some of the things and break down on how this cosmic weather is affecting you. So please, 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 you need to connect with how it is truthfully affecting you with your zodiac sign and where your houses are. Okay, so you need to contact me. I also offer these spa services that I was telling you about. So you can get a foot detox, you can get an ear candling. I do energy rubs, I do chakra healing, and also crystal healing services to assist you with everything that you need to be on your spiritual journey. So do not forget. I always like to tell you also what we are doing this season with our healing. And so I love to pull a healing card for you. It's the healing oracle card, and it is the calm card. So you need to breathe, live, and grow. Okay. The light within you. And this is so funny because I this is what I've been telling people as of late, because we're not understanding that we have this light already inside of us, so we will already be able to manifest and do these things that's possible because the light is already inside of us, but we just get so afraid and scared that we do not take advantage of it. Okay, so we want to be we definitely want to be calm and get these things going, because sometimes we get so frenzied and we think that the retrograde is like, a lot of people take it as a negative, and we think that like, oh, it's out to get us, but you cannot look at it that way. Okay, so the calm. Sometimes spirit, he does his thing. So the calm, I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time. This is good. This is good for this season. I do one thing at a time, and I focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts. All fear disappears, and I find peace in my being. Okay, so you have to find peace within yourself. And today, which is September
13th,
13th,
Tuesday.
right? Yeah, I was like, I said, see, my mind, I just said that. And I'm on Jack of Clubs, as we know.
Okay.
It is a Jack of Clubs day. So the Jack of Clubs tells us that you will be dealing with some very creative and youthful energies. This is one of the most mentally creative cards in the deck, and as such bestows a certain amount of success. This would apply especially to those involved in mental or communications related occupations, even though the retrograde is trying to mess with our communications. Sometimes when the Jack of Clubs is present, we are confronted with some new form of knowledge or information that has a transformative effect on our life. We could be lifted up to a new level of thinking by exposure to spiritual or some other form of knowledge or information. Of course, the Jack of Clubs is also the personality card for all males of the club suit. So this card could represent any club's male that playing a specific role in your life. In this regard, however, it is important to note that this would be that male operating out of the Jack side of the personality. The Jack of any suit is always romantic, creative, persuasive, and youthful, but also can be irresponsible, crafty, or downright dishonest. In this regard, the Jack of Clubs is no exception. So do not forget, I do destiny readings as well. So that comes from our destiny. And we want to thank Robert Lee Camp for what he does. And also, don't forget that I am Mother Mecca 115. You can find me on Facebook as Mecca Mecca. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok as Mother Mecca 115 LLC. My phone number is 708-253-8795. And as always, I love you like no other because you're always individually loved by me. Thank you, and back to you, Moot.
Okay, Mother Mecca. I mean, I don't know about you, but not only has this energy within my body been feeling what's going on, but it's
Mm-hmm.
been so much activity outside. just so much activity. And I'm really grateful to have this knowledge to help stay grounded in it. So, just thank you. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you taking time to meet with us each week. So you
All
enjoy,
right. Thank
yeah,
you.
you enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right. Okay, it is Tuesday, September 13th, 2022. And let me tell you, I have a special treat for you. And we also are treated on so many levels because we're going to speak to the wonderful Akua Auset. And guess what? Today is her solar return. Yay! Akua, can you hear us clapping for you?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much. I'm so
Woo! Yay!
grateful and honored to be with you, Master Force Radio and Mech. Oh my God, that was an incredible cosmic weather report. So
Yes.
thank you for that.
We are so glad that you would even take time. Now, I don't know most people because you move so gracefully in and out of the things that you do. I know how busy you are. Okay, so I just want to thank you for allowing yourself time to share yourself on this wonderful day of your birthday. How about that?
Oh, such an honor. And you're absolutely right. Being a jack of clubs is it's a lot.
It is a lot. Now, it does it so well, but when you discovered that you were a jack of club, didn't it make such a huge difference for you?
It really did. I love the Destiny card system. I mean, any kind of map that we can get to just figure out this big mystery that's called life, I welcome it.
Yes, yes, yes. And so I just really want you to know that I am appreciative of you sharing yourself and your energy today. And I want you to start off this conversation by just giving a little bit of background on yourself, just so that people can get an understanding of what it takes to make an Akua Osset.
Oh my goodness, that's such a big question. When someone asks you, "Tell me about yourself," it's like,
That's
where,
right.
like, I don't always tell people my age, but I've been here a long time. I'm officially an elder.
Yes.
And
Okay.
so
Welcome,
I'll
welcome.
start from the beginning. My name is Akua. I said Akua means the sweet messenger. And I
Mm,
always joke and say sometimes it's bitter, but it's always going to be sweet. And
yes.
my family, my mother's family is from Frankfort, Kentucky. Come from a farming entrepreneurial family. My mother moved us here when I was 1 years old to
Oh,
Chicago,
okay.
and my life has been filled with some of my passions, and that's family, music, food, and beauty and magic.
Yes.
And I'm known to most of my community as a celebrity makeup artist. Other groups may know me as a holistic practitioner, and I have found a way to marry those two uh, passions into what I'm offering, and I'll speak about with you today.
Yeah, yeah, we'll talk. We'll go in depth on that later on.
Mhm.
But so then you did most of your education in Chicago, then, right? Am I right?
Well, a little bit of both. I lived in Los Angeles on and off for 12 years. So I claim, I call myself a bourbon bluegrass belle, giving honor to Kentucky. And then also, I'm from South Side Chicago, Chatham, South Side.
So
And then
good.
also, Los Angeles. I moved around Los Angeles. My mother's side, we're Fulani people, which are nomadic people. So I'm true to my DNA, to my ancestral lineage, being a bit of a nomad. But yeah, I claim all three: Southern California, Chicago, and Frankfort, Kentucky.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Now I can tell. Now that you mention that, I can actually tell that Belle in you.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment. Yes. And I hope this little story doesn't embarrass you, but I knew there was something very special about you when you came to visit me on your bike and you were wearing a skirt.
Always skirt,
Right.
dress,
I said,
with
now, if
shorts
that's
underneath.
not right, of course, right. But I
Yep.
said, if that's not a feminine woman right there,
All day, all day.
that is
Well, you
one.
have to let things breathe. I went through Queen Afua's sacred woman
Yes.
uh, initiation. I also went through the holistic medicine woman training. And one of the things that Sister Kajara, who facilitated my community here in Chicago,
Hmm.
is that when you wear pants, it divides the energy, divides the energy in the center of your body.
Oh,
So when you
wow.
wear a skirt, it just kind of leaves that energy flowing more so, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. Yes. And that keeps that chakra open too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
So, we have so many things that we can talk about. And I don't even know where to start. Let me see. Because I'm trying to think, we could start with how we met.
Yes, I think it's perfect. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, last week, weren't we? Yeah, because I was like, seems like that's fresh in my mind, but it's not fresh in our audience's mind.
Mm-mm.
So why
What
don't
they don't know is that you're one of my favorite people, and you truly are a master force.
Oh,
And I am honored that you would share me with your community. So
oh,
I think this
absolutely.
is going to be a real fun conversation.
Yeah. So, one of the things I think when we were talking about how we met last week, we were really present to that there's no such thing as coincidence. Do you remember? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes,
so you
right.
want you
Yeah.
want you want me to start the story and you're interject, or you
Yes,
want to
go
start?
ahead. Yes, start yeah, for sure. Because you reminded me of parts of the story I forgot
Okay, right,
or
right.
didn't know.
I
Yeah.
didn't remember. Yeah, because you weren't on site. So, my son and his wife moved into a house in Hyde Park, and they actually invited me to come and join them so I could participate in my grandson's life, which is really one of my most amazing things to do when he was young. But one day, my daughter-in-law came home from the grocery store, and she's like, "Oh, I bet. Guess who I met? I met Akua. I said, I know you have to know her." And I'm like, okay. I said, "Well, what does she look like?" She said, "She's bright skinned. She has this beautiful hair, but she kind of look the way I look. She has my, kind of like. I said, no, I don't remember that anyone like that." And I think maybe was it the next day that you came over or something because you were about to start or talk about doing your metamorphosis class at our house, right?
Hmm. And I was looking for a location. And she probably said, "Oh, we have a location. Come look at our place." So it was just such flow and synchronicity, having this, vision for 9.5 weeks, the Metamorphose Project. And yeah, she was just part of a beautiful unfolding.
Yeah, and you walked in the door, and it really was because she even thought after you came in that I knew you because of our embrace.
Hmm.
It was kind of like, yeah. So I just love how the universe provides because that was that conversation.
Hmm. For sure.
You know,
And we're both Landmark Forum graduates.
yeah.
And yep, didn't know that
Didn't
for a
know that
while.
even I was gonna say we were together for a while before we knew that. That
Yeah.
wasn't part of our conversation. But we
Hmm.
did mesh, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So then let's start there. Is metamorphosis, can you tell our audience a little bit about what that looks like?
Absolutely. Well, so there is a experience called the 9.5 weeks Metamorphose Project, and it was a 9.5 week journey that we took small groups of people on, and every week from week one all the way to the finale, which would end in a big photo shoot, we would concentrate on integrating one element of wellness. So the first week was mindset, second week was, I think, breathing, third week, water. So each week you would build upon the next week, culminating into transformation after photo shoot. And we filmed it from start to finish so that at the end of the season, everyone got to see a film of the whole experience. And I invited other practitioners and people who really were master in those different areas, whether it be sexual vitality, natural hairstyles, eating life, water, yoga, So I invited Chicago's masters of wellness to present, and it's quite a legendary project and program. And we did 5 seasons, 5 groups of people, and most of the people still use those photographs that they got during their finale photo shoot with the late and most beloved David Jenkins. My spiritual brother was our official photographer. That and he just transitioned and became an ancestor a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, just such a good time, and just so many stories of just life-changing experiences, people that had been raped, people who've been going through divorce, people who are dealing with diabetes, obesity, cancer, just miraculous, because each week we would just build on the first week. So the first week you focus on mindset. So then by the second week you kind of got that. Then on the next week we would add breathing. So then you work on that, you got that. So little by little, you transform how you're living your life every day. So we're actually gonna do season 6 very soon. There's been a long hiatus, but we're gonna bring that
Ooh.
back.
I bet people are asking for it, aren't they?
Absolutely. Well, I definitely know that the participants from all 6 seasons are asking for a reunion, so we'll have to do
Oh,
something fun with that.
but let me tell you what I heard in that description of what you were doing. That is a network television show. You heard that? You hear that? That's I'm like the work that you did with these young women and on so many different levels. But people don't know that you can take that on just honoring your gifts.
Yeah,
Like, can you hear that? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I want you to talk a little about that because I want people to be inspired inside of your vision and how you brought that about.
You know what? So some of you are I'm gonna lose some of you, so I'm just gonna warn you. I'm gonna lose some of you. Some of you will get what I'm about to say. So, in terms of my astrological blueprint, my North Node is in Aries, and so Aries represents the quintessential child, not childlike, immature, but like standing in possibility, and it's ruled by fire. So it's just if you can imagine possibility on fire. So the vision for 9.5 weeks came to me like vision on fire. And initially, my desire was to have legitimately healthy, naturally glowing, beautiful models for a cosmetics line that I was launching. So that was my initial inspiration. But after that first season, when I saw the transformation in people's lives, I like thought I can do this for the rest of my life. And the and it was kind of a contest. Whoever had the most uh trans had the most significant transformation won like the prize of being the person that would be photographed. But it just became so much more than just getting models for like it surpassed that. It became like this the spiritual experience. So I continued to do, second season, third season, and so we did the fifth season.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. So you did these seasons, and I'm sure you recorded all of them. I think that it would be just fun to do the second part of that for people to record what it was that they experienced in going through that themselves. And
I'm
that
sorry. Can you please repeat that? My apologies.
no problem. I was just saying that, I know that you said this is a long hiatus, right?
Yes,
But
yes,
have
yes,
you
yes.
recorded the people, behind that, like afterwards, and see where they are? That might be
You
fun
know
to.
what? Yeah, that everyone keeps asking about a reunion, and we're gonna definitely do that for sure
Yes.
soon.
Because I'm sitting here with questions. Because, I do remember some of that. Of course, the photo shoots and the photos are just out there to be seen.
Yeah. And
But
the amazing thing is
mhm.
that a lot of our participants have gone on to be either practitioners or, vegan chefs, or like, really, it's created an entire generation of healers and practitioners. And
Wow.
my initial inspiration was just to have really beautiful, healthy people for a photo shoot. And it became something way larger. But, that's the thing when you follow inspiration.
Yes.
A lot of us are born to do certain things. And if we just learn how to follow directions, you
From the
just can
inside.
never imagine where it's going to lead you. So,
That's right.
uh, and just doing other things and maybe trying to do them in a more forced manner, I go back to how 9.5 weeks unfolded and say, okay, I have to just stay in inspiration and be like that fire falling and falling possibility,
Mm,
falling vision.
absolutely. So now you already alluded to the beauty service. Now, did you actually start the beauty products that you were talking about before? Did you start? I think you did launch that, didn't you?
I did, but much, much later in 2008-ish, I think I started to realize how incredibly toxic and unsafe the cosmetics that we use on our faces were.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I kept getting asked, oh, so what skincare or cosmetic brand do you recommend? And because I was so conscientious about what I was putting in my body, an ingredient and investigator, I said, okay, well, let's do the same for the cosmetics.
Right.
Oh my goodness,
What
what a
result?
rabbit hole. I was
Yeah.
what the things that I found, I was so pissed. And it didn't matter if you got cosmetics from Walgreens or Fred Siegel in Los Angeles, which is a high-end boutique.
Mhm.
$4 moisturizer to $400 moisturizer, it was all containing what I like to call cancer cocktails.
Oh
And
wow.
so I would, and so I just became so enraged. I published a bookmark with the most common toxic ingredients in cosmetics, the effects of them, just so that when people went shopping, they could look at the ingredients and choose there whether to get it or not, but being fully aware what these ingredients are doing. And what I found was that a lot of these, like take parabens, you've
Yeah.
heard of cosmetics being paraben free. So there was a study done that 18 out of 20 breast cancer tumors contained parabens. So it's no mistake that a lot of those preservatives are used in the cosmetics. So that's what I found. So I said, I've got to offer something better. There was no way that I was interested in creating a cosmetic brand because, I mean, we don't need another cosmetic brand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We really don't.
However, we do need healthy
Yeah.
cosmetics.
Yes, but I did see a gaping hole, not only for women, but specifically women of color, that if we want to have colors that actually highlight the beauty of all of our hues,
Mm-hmm.
then and also have it be safe and pristine to wear, that I was going to have to do that because I didn't see anything out there. So in 2015, I did launch a brand called Auset Beauty, and it is the first ever edible cosmetics brand. And edible meaning that the ingredients are so pristine you could eat them. Because you've heard that if you can't eat it, you shouldn't put it on your body.
Absolutely.
I
That's
took
how
that
I live.
seriously.
Right.
I
Yes.
took that seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And so we launched in 2015, and it was an astounding success. And people just love, love, love our products. People reorder, 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 reorder. So I'm looking now to make it so that more people have access to this brand and its products.
That is so wonderful. And I just want to thank you for having the courage not only to follow your dream, but to take on, wait a minute, there's a gaping hole here. and you could have just dismissed it because it's, I mean, I dismissed it when I saw it. I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna use coconut oil on my face. Forget y'all.
Mhm.
But you literally, and I remember you being on one of my photo shoots and being my makeup art. What did they call you? MAA, whatever. I remember I didn't know what that was until I met you.
Oh, MUA, right.
Anyway.
I was an MUA before there was even that acronym MUA. I'm one of the veterans.
Yes, yeah. So I know so just go, let's go off into
Go
that just
there,
a little
right.
bit. Yeah, just a little bit, right? Tell us about
Look,
some.
backtrack back into history a little bit.
Yes, yes.
Well, let me just say this about the cosmetics. I just feel like we give birth to kings and we build empires, so we deserve better. We deserve better than ingesting toxic crap.
Right, that's right.
The best thing you can put on your skin are things that come from the earth, things that are God, have the God force and principle in it. It says the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nation. So my cosmetics not only beautify, but they heal. So I figure if you're going to have something on your face all day, it should be doing something. Make yourself useful.
Yes.
And then if you fall asleep in it, it's not an issue because it's food on your face. Like, of course, you should wash your face,
Mhm.
but yeah, if you do, it's not going to damage your skin. So I said earlier that a lot of people know me as a celebrity makeup artist, and that's because I did work in Hollywood for, let's see, I moved, well, I started in Chicago, which that's a whole nother thing, but Chicago's the original Hollywood. And then they moved it. But I
Okay.
started working in the entertainment industry as a makeup artist in 96, I believe it was, and then moved to Los Angeles, Southern California, and continued there. So I've literally painted thousands of faces, 100 of them, some legendary celebrities. Michael Jordan's one of my most popular clients that I've worked with for 30 years.
I was gonna say he's used you in recent years too, as I recall.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't worked with him since before, the pandemic. I haven't worked with him since before that.
Hmm.
But yeah, and Patti LaBelle, Jill Scott, Indy Ari, Kobe, Shaq. It's on my website. Over 100 celebrities, and that so that was a lot of fun, and yeah, it's a
Yeah,
nice part of
well,
my
that
life.
is so wonderful. I like to think that my celebrities in my life are people like yourself. They
Oh,
don't have to be on the big screen and all that, but you make a difference every single day. And
wow.
and that's your intention. So that's one of the reasons I'm so excited to introduce you to, my audience, so to speak, just so that they can be inspired because you can get them to go and think like you did with metamorphosis. People became chefs and they became health practitioners because of your influence. So we want that same thing as they listen on the radio show.
Well, thank you. Well, me and the whole, I like say, pantheon of master healers as well. So I won't take that credit all alone because I had a whole pantheon of master healers that also came in
Yes.
and shared their gifts and passions. And you've done the same thing with Master Force. I mean, I just boggle your my mind is boggled thinking of all of the coaches that you've birthed and sent out into the world to help people heal. So
Well, they found me. I didn't find them, right? So you got to be someplace, right? Just be still,
mhm.
if nothing else. But I remember now, we did the metamorphosis and the beauty, but I remember uh, when you started talking about the Soul Sister Fest. We were sitting at the
Yes.
dining room table at McCaskey
Mhm.
House.
Right, I remember that
Do you
moment.
remember that? And
I remember.
I couldn't actually see it, but you were so passionate about it that I said, well, what can I do? Do you remember that? Because I was just like, I don't know what this is, but it
Yes.
sounds so delicious. It was
Mhm.
phenomenal. So give me a minute to do a station break, and then we're
Sure.
going to talk about the Soul Sister Fest because that's one of my most favorite things that you've created on this planet. And I hope it comes back. But okay.
Yay, thank you.
Let's take a break and just thank everybody for listening to Master Force Radio. And we're glad to be hosted on WVRO Soul. And this is Tuesday, the second Tuesday, and we're talking about health is wealth. Now, you'll notice that beauty is included in health and it's also included in wealth. So you keep listening so you can hear these little wonderful gems that Akua said is sharing with us today. So, Akua, let's talk about Soul Sister Fest. The first,
Yeah.
let's start with 2009.
Yes, it was such a magical time. Just oh my gosh, between 2008 and 2010, just magical years. So Soul Sister Fest came out of it was inspired by my book Super Women and Goddesses Work in Your Power and Magic. And the whole premise of that book was basically to really see our mother, like the original mother, the African, the black woman as our mother. And once everyone on the planet can like have an affection and reverence and honor for the black mother, like that would affect the world in the most beautiful in the most beautiful way. So Soul Sister Fest was really a gathering of nations of people to honor the feminine energy, to honor and celebrate the mother energy. And so that was the premise of it, and it was just beautiful. We hosted that festival for 2 years, and then I ended up relocating to Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, so what was it about the Soul Sister Fest for you that made it so one of your favorite things that we've ever worked on together?
Well, I remember you pulled together, first of all, a group of very generous and talented women that wanted to see it succeed, and so they gave of themselves, they participated as though it were their own idea,
Absolutely. Very
and
special women.
very wonderful. It was amazing energy to work with. And you introduced me to an amazing talent, and here I am, can't remember her name. What was the singer, the guitarist? Oh my God, she's so phenomenal still for 2009.
Yes, Sparla Swa, still one of my favorite
Yes.
musician artists of all time. Such a
Say her
talent.
name again because I want people to go and listen to her music too.
Oh yes, Sparla Swa,
Yes.
and that's spelled Sparlha. Last name Swa, Swa. And she has a song. If you actually go to, she's on Spotify, I believe, but if you go to YouTube, there's this wonderful, just intimate a cappella experience where she does her song Cherry Blossoms.
Mm.
So it's just so exquisite. And then my favorite songs that she has done is Doing My Own Thing and God.
Okay.
And Soul Sister. I mean, she just has a lot. Yeah,
She has
she's
a lot. Yeah,
yeah,
she I remember it being such a great we were so moved by her performance, and she was just so humble and
so
light and
humble.
loving. It was, yeah, I was just like, "Oh my God, this experience is just so nurturing."
And then in 2010, we Ugochi was
Gochi,
our
yeah, but and then
official.
that's right. Mhm.
Yeah, and then Queen Afua was
Queen
there
of
as our
Four,
creator, and
yes.
that brought the house down. Oh my
That
goodness.
brought the house
Her
down.
and her son Supernova Slom, they had
Yes.
everybody up in arms.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a picture of me dancing and all of that. What are you doing? You know, or something. But I remember us having to move that into the school.
Mhm,
And that was really a great treat as well. But
mhm.
so what was that after from the conception of the idea to the fulfillment of those events? What was your high in that?
Really, one of the highs is just having a vision and seeing it come to light, you
Yes,
know? Because think about how many ideas and visions people have that they never
fulfill.
fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
So that so the idea that like, wow, this was just a thought and then here we are. And I think what was most exciting about the second year is just how much excitement people I just remember like there was so much excitement and just the growth from the first year. It was like a cute, little small festival, but the second year, like I just remember people being really, really excited about it.
Very excited about it.
Mhm.
And I remember we started seeing some political things happen. We don't have to talk about it, but we
Oh
did see
yeah.
some
Broke
things
my heart. Yeah.
oh yes,
Yeah.
it was so disheartening.
Yeah.
And
Really disheartening.
I remember thinking, oh wow, because we're doing something for our people. This is
Mhm.
happening.
Right,
So yeah,
especially Black women and
yes,
yeah, that mean that but, there's a lesson there, so,
yes.
but we're gonna come back with, uh, a version of the festival and
Okay.
continue that.
Yeah, I mean, I really remember that being you because you brought in vendors so that people were introduced to new products, and they were BIPOC products, so
And speaking of which, Brother Justice Collins, the founder and owner of Cultural Connection,
yeah.
actually gives the Solstice to Fest the uh that was the first time he vended. So he said it was
Oh,
from that he really started what he's doing now. So
oh,
that's
that's so
the
wonderful.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I just went over there probably 2 weeks ago to get some incense and oils and yeah.
Mhm. So
Okay.
if for folks that are on Instagram, if you are not following Culture Connection, you are really missing out. He always has the best post with just funny memes and videos, thought provoking, and then also doing a bit of health education. So definitely check out Culture Connection on Instagram and visit them if you're in Chicago.
Definitely visit him. And then, you can order things from his site as well and
Okay,
it
I didn't
ships.
know that. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that. So let me ask this. If you had a choice between the metamorphoses, the beauty services, and the Soul Sister Fest, and you had to spend your most of your time there, which one of those would you?
Oh, hands down, the Metamorphose Project. Hands down,
Okay.
hands down. Yeah,
And that's
because
just
really,
because,
it could
yeah.
incorporate the other two. Really,
Yes,
it
it
really
really
could.
can it? You can, yeah, because the beauty services came afterwards, but now you have them, so it
Mhm.
just becomes a part of Metamorphosis.
Mhm.
And then the
Yeah.
Soul Sister Fest just flows at the end result of, oh my goodness, look at that.
I think we just came up with an idea.
That is so wonderful. Now, let me ask you, how do you really maintain yourself having so much concern and compassion for other women and other people in the world? How do you maintain yourself?
Well, that's a good question. I It's a question that I need to consider more. Yeah,
All of us
I'm
do,
still
right?
working on
Yes.
I'm still working on balancing how I take care of myself
Mm-hmm.
and boundaries and all that. And I just think when you are a primary, predominantly giver type, you
Mm-hmm.
really do have to balance that out. Especially, if you're coupled or around predominantly taker people. So you just
Mm-hmm.
really have to, and it's never done, like they say in Landmark, it's never done. It's just always seeking balance, seeking balance, seeking balance with it. So, but the thing that I am most known for, I believe, are healing beauty rituals. In fact, Auset Beauty are healing beauty rituals disguised as cosmetics. You think you're wearing a color cream on your lips, but my goal is to really help you to have a beautiful beauty ritual at the beginning of the day before you go out and save the world. Superwoman. Uh, First, give yourself some, the first fruits, tithe to yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say how I deal with that is to my rituals. I literally, so in 9.5 weeks, each participant received a packet. And in that packet was a stack of ritual cards. And those ritual cards were 13 different. parts of a healing beauty ritual first of the day. And so the beauty of the cards is you can rearrange them in any way, you can add or delete. And so the cards include things like diffuse when you wake up in the morning, smell something beautiful, hopefully a plant based essential oil. Second, give thanks, gratitude for your life and all the abundance and prosperity and blessings in your life. Third, breathe, and then there's water, eat life, move your body. So there's 13 of those types of cards. So I would say that has become one of my foundational rituals to have the ritual cards and actually use them.
Oh, that's beautiful. I can attest to, I believe in one of your sessions, you had me as a guest visitor. And for my participation, you
Mhm.
gave me a set of white cloths. And
Mm. All right.
you taught me how to wash my face. Okay.
Right.
Now, most people are like, well, everybody know how to wash their face. But
Mm-mm.
see, we don't always realize that, and by me growing up without a mother, I did not have that nurturing mothering. Somebody probably showed me how to wash my face by putting a towel under the water and putting the soap in there and scrubbing, then rubbing your face. But
Mhm.
that's not the most beautiful way to wash your face.
Mhm.
And when you showed me that, and it's a ritual because you have the numbers, the repetitive action, and you have the intention of what the water is doing and how you are with the water, with the face, then with the cloth. I just love that. I
Mhm.
still, here it is, what, 10, 20, 15 years later, still use that method.
Wow. And it's so funny for me, it's just such a it's something I don't even think about, but you're not the only person that has shared that she said like the best thing she's ever learned from me is the technique of the hot water and the white terry cloth washcloth. So you're not the first person I've heard that from, but you are the first person that has shared that because you didn't grow up with a mom to just kind of guide you and teach you some of those feminine steps that
Hmm.
rituals are a way to mother yourself and I've said that I feel like we're not never too old to be mothered and these rituals are a way to mother ourselves
Yes.
and especially in this day and time where there's so much uncertainty and fear and drama and trauma and like we need that little bit of just like that soft caress of a ritual before we go out into the world every day and even ending our evening that way too.
Yeah, I think that you're making a very good point about, our attention is always focused outward. So taking that time in the morning just to be with ourselves, for some people that might be the only time they get until they get ready to go to bed, right?
Right, right. And
Yeah.
that's the whole point because I've said before that like when my girls were young I would, you know, get up early, get them ready for school, make breakfast, pack their lunch, and then I would look up 1 o'clock. It's like, wait, you haven't eaten, silly. Like you did all this stuff for them and you haven't even eaten yourself and half the day's over. So I'm just like, that's not gonna work. So I actually dealt with hypoglycemia and had health issues just because I was not eating enough because I would forget to eat. I was so busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember one of the first times I heard Michelle Obama speak. Not that I'm a big fan or that I'm not, but I just remember the first time hearing her speak, she talked about getting up at 4 a.m. to do her workout and to do the things she needed to do for herself before everybody else woke up. So I thought, that's smart, you know, because once everyone wakes up, now you're on call,
Now you're on
with
call.
what everyone else needs. So you really do need your quiet time. And I like to wake up slow. So I may wake up at 4, but not actually get out of the bed till 7 or 7:30.
Well, there are few people that can get my attention early in the morning. You are one of them. You and my daughter, and
Aw.
and I think a couple of coaches are, because I can hear the ding go off, right?
Mhm.
And most of the time, I sleep right through it.
Mhm.
But I know that it's because you do offer so much of the energy of the nurturing that I require, and I'm with you on that. We consistently need to nurture ourselves and mother ourselves, and for those who didn't have mother, remother ourselves, you know,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
also allow ourselves to be nurtured and taken care of. To me, that's the greatest gift of having sister friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think sometimes in America, and it may even be worse in the yeah,
Other
I
countries.
struggle with these African American terms, black, like
Yes,
sisters. I'll
yes,
just say sisters.
yes,
It's even harder with sisters because like we all are like, no, I got it. I don't need help. Like we're so strong. And
yes,
we had a whole conversation. I don't like that strong word either. Because to
yes.
me, when you call me strong, that means that I don't have to help you.
Yeah.
That means you can just do it on your own. Um, and yeah, I just think we bear too much of the burden. So
Hmm.
so I think that's baked in now that like, you know, thinking of being nurtured, like you have to be receptive to do that. And being receptive is not the same energy as like, I got it. Like you have to
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
shift.
I actually was having a coaching session this morning with a client, and I was sharing with her, that part of our work is not to demonstrate so much being strong and independent, but allowing ourselves to flow into being interdependent and vulnerable
Yes, there you
so that you
go.
can have access to those, because you can't just always be strong and I got it. That just doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, even like you need to rest and then,
Yes.
rest and then work, rest, work, rest, work. Like there has to be that balance. So, yeah, I mean,
Consistently. Yes.
while Beyonce was singing about independent women, I was saying, no, we're interdependent
That's
women.
what I say too. Interdependent. Because that was probably one of my first things that I had to learn, because I was like born with this natural ability to make a difference for groups of people,
Hmm.
right? So I had to learn how to allow myself to be fed by someone else instead of always be the one taking the lead and getting it done and making sure. I told somebody, I said, listen, I know how to let things fall apart. I will sit there
That's
and watch
funny.
it, okay?
Love
Like,
it.
yeah, if nobody else jumps up to do it, I do not have to. But I had to retrain myself from that.
I love it. I love that.
Hmm.
That's a quotable. We might have to quote that.
Yes, it was one of those hard things, and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna do. No, that's not mine.
Yeah. And as I was saying earlier, like there are people that have learned to be predominantly givers, and then there are people who have learned to be predominantly takers. And the
Yes,
beauty is to find some balance in giving and receiving.
yes,
And as every teacher needs to learn to be a student, um, every mentor needs to also be mentored too.
yeah,
And so one of my
exactly.
mentors this morning was saying, I actually said, okay, I'm gonna have to quote this. She said, we should be focused on self-care and our relationship should be an extension of that.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my God, we got to write that down.
Yeah,
Our relationship should be an extension of our self-care.
absolutely. And not that we're jumping through hoops to get someone to love us or like us or want us. That's not the
Mhm.
relationship at
Mm,
all. Matter of fact, that's part of the entertainment.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yep.
It is, getting glamored up and all that. That's entertainment. That's not the relationship.
Mhm. Absolutely.
No, that's wonderful. So now, recently, I received an invitation from you
Yes.
where you invited me to what I believe you called a food tasting.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Oh, it was so good.
And I believe it was either out of town, but I knew that I couldn't make it, but I do know people that did go and they loved it.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's another one that they're begging for more.
Yeah, it's true. They're like, "When's the next one?"
So talk
And
to us about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so funny. I always tell people, like, people always have the mindset, oh, I'll catch the next one. Like, with me, it may not be.
You never know. I don't even know how we can do next here now with all this stuff we've just gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should be about now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what many of our listeners don't know is that I have an alter ego,
Ooh.
and her name is Lola Yum Yum. Lola Yum Yum, the Yumitarian.
I've never heard that, Akua.
You've never heard? How did you miss that?
I
Yes.
right. I probably thought you were talking about somebody else.
No. Have you heard the song Sarah Vaughan? Whatever Lola wants,
Oh yes.
Lola gets. So that alter ego is inspired by that song by Sarah Vaughan.
Okay.
And so Lola Yum Yum is a Yumitarian. Do you know what a Yumitarian is?
No, I can imagine, but tell us.
Well, if it's yummy, you're gonna tear it up.
So, are we talking about food here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 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 We are talking about food. So yes, I'm the daughter of a world cuisine uh, educator. My mother was a middle school and high school. She taught a few different grades for over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And her last position was with the University of Chicago Laboratory School, and she was the life skills and world cuisine instructor.
Ooh.
So my love of food and being domestic comes very naturally. It's in my DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I lived in Chicago, actually, no, before I moved to Chicago, I was actually well, let me start here. So I met two very talented young people by the name of Akanima of Unearth Goddess,
Mm-hmm.
and then Brother Gamal, who is the Dr. PH.
Okay.
And so he's focused on electric food, the Dr. Sebi way, and then Economy makes beautiful gourmet raw food. So I met
Mm.
them, and I'm like, I think we should do something together. And so years before in Chicago, our mutual friend Icha Devi Ra did these wonderful
Yes.
underground dining events.
That those underground, and I believe that you and I attended one, and maybe even two together.
Yeah, I think I attended a couple. They were just
Yes.
absolutely divine. Icha is so talented, and Erica did the special event setting. So
Yes.
it was just such magical events. So I was inspired by that. But then also in Los Angeles, when I lived in Venice Beach, California, there was something called Food Shop, and so I was part of an artist. Oh, what do we call it? An artist.
Now,
I was part of an
a
oh,
artist group.
an artist community
Okay.
where under one roof we had different artists with different studios. So one of the artists had a wood shop. So by day he did wood shop art and working, and by night he made use of his other talent of being a chef. So he would have these private dining events in his wood shop, and every month there was a different menu, and it was just very much like high-end hipster stuff that was really fun.
Okay. Did they tell you ahead of time what would be on the menu, and you got a chance to work on your taste buds?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So being inspired by those two things, we just said we have space for 25 people to go on a tasting odyssey. And so yeah, we had about 20 people that came, and it was a 10-course meal. Uh,
Mm,
so Dr. PH, he promised electric food, and Akanima, the ingredient snob is what she calls herself. She brought her raw gourmet yumminess, and I brought yummy plant-based dishes. So 10 courses later, people were just in heaven. And so my little Virgo self, like the event was so curated that every single dish had a specific song that was scheduled to play at the very time they were eating that dish. Like, my stuff is like, yeah, it's like a scientist of love, beauty, and magic for sure. But yeah, it was amazing. We started a bit late,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
which working with a group of people,
Yeah.
so I'm committed that the next time it goes off without a hitch with it starting on time. But yeah, it was other than starting late, it was just we were all so happy with how it went.
That is so wonderful. And I know what I adore about you because I myself am an executor. I like to get things done. I like to have the idea, but I'm not satisfied till the result is there.
Mhm.
And then I'll go on to the next thing.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
because really for me, each of these things that we've talked about, and we've talked about me a lot, and I hope people are getting value, but I really want to get to where I can share some actionable value to people also during this conversation. But
Absolutely.
when I do an event or create anything, I really look at it as artwork. So each thing is artwork. So like I move on. But what I'm learning is that I'm here to serve and really create things that people can count on, so I'm gonna start
Mm-hmm.
committing to being around so people can, like create a base so people know that they can come and get service or resources from me. So yeah, but yeah, in the past I looked at things as artwork and just do it and then move on.
Yeah, yeah.
So now we'll just take our best hits and set it up indefinitely so people can enjoy them
That,
regularly.
exactly. And it actually establishes a different type of ritual, doesn't it?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. It's the ultimate ritual. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, to show up, to show up and serve community as a ritual.
And be
Absolutely. What a good
available,
point.
be
What a good
present.
point.
Yeah, to
Mm.
be present. Yeah, and that people know where you are, and that you're reachable, accessible. That's pretty good. So, can you give us? You said that you were responsible for the plant based. What was one of the things that you tasted or prepared for that you could just tell us a little bit about? Because some of our
Oh,
listeners may not have gone over to plant based yet.
well, I'll tell you the one thing everybody was just like begging me for my recipe and like just kind of knocked their socks off, and that was my raw mango cobbler. Oh my
Mm.
gosh. So it's and not only did I use mangoes, I used Haitian mangoes
Ooh.
flown in from Florida.
Oh, that sounds exotic.
Haitian mangoes, and yeah, it's a dish with macadamia and almonds and dates and coconut oil and Himalayan salt and it was incredible with a little cocoa whip on it and a little peppermint. So yeah, that was the main one. But then I have in the last, oh my gosh, so many things, but I would say around season 5 of the Metamorphose project, I had a studio on Elston, and we
Mm.
used to do these new moon parties, and I had a bar where I would make like sexy juice and breath of life water. So
Oh.
at this food tasting, I featured a couple of different beauty elixir drinks and also a smart coffee, which people absolutely loved. A
Mm.
lot of times, sometimes you just have to meet people where they are, and we all know that drinking coffee is acidic, and
Yes.
an acidic internal environment is the perfect most auspicious environment for disease to
Mm.
dwell. So you want to have an alkaline internal environment. So drinking coffee is acidic. So I actually discovered a brand of coffee that actually is good for you and naturally low acidity. So
Mm.
83% of Americans drink coffee. So why fight what they're going to do anyway? So it's like, okay, well, let's take a habit that they're going to do anyway, and let's put in herbs and ingredients that are going to help their brain health. It's going to help their focus. It's going to help their digestion. It's going to help them to release weight. It's going to help them to look more youthful. Actually, their body, their cells to be more youthful. So yeah, so we call it smart coffee. So I made a really nice, and they had that with the mango cobbler. So they were just sent off, just levitating for sure.
Well, you had converted all of them to Lolo Yummies.
Exactly. My Lolo Yum Yum tribe.
Yes, they
Yumitarians. Yumitarians. Yeah, we have to get the t-shirt. I'm a
exactly.
Yumitarian. If it's yummy, Imma tear it up.
Right, a Yumitarian T-shirt, and then we have to create a theme song too. Yum yum,
Okay.
pick it up or something.
We'll put you on the theme songs. You have such a beautiful theme song to this show. So you're on the theme song.
Oh, that is too funny. I love that though. I'm sitting here listening in my head to the ingredients for the mango, but
Mhm.
when you said raw, I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
No, like if you had a taste for peach cobbler, this mango cobbler would have taken care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, you make sure, and at the end of the show, we're going to definitely make sure that everyone has your website address so that they can, follow you and, look forward to the next tasting and any of the other things that you're putting together. So hopefully the audience will prepare themselves by getting something to write with, or, just really, you can tape the end of the show so
Mhm.
you get that
Absolutely. That's
information.
good looking out. Warn them to get your paper and pen ready now.
Yes, yes. So now you said that you wanted the opportunity to share with them some things that they can do to actually create a wonderful life right now. What are some of the things that you were thinking about sharing that for?
Okay. Let's see. How do we do this? So I'll have a giveaway actually. Let me find this.
Okay.
Let me see. Maybe on our next break, give me a moment to locate this and I will let people know how they can get a handout. But what I just recently spoke in Nashville, Tennessee about how to a life, let's say a day in the life of a diamond. Diamond basically is like a millionaire. Like, what do people that are earning millions, what do they do in their day? So I
Mm.
actually created a 9-step ritual. So I actually would like to go through that with the audience. So maybe grab a piece of paper, and these are some things that you can integrate into your day.
Okay, well, wait, while they're grabbing paper, let's
Yeah,
go right on and take a station break. And you
sounds
guys
good.
can grab your paper because we're going to do some work. Yes, you are listening to Master Force Radio, and we're hosted on WVRO Soul every Tuesday from noon till 2 o'clock in the CDT. And also, you can listen on the West Coast at 10 a.m. and on the East Coast at 1 p.m. So you can listen in anytime on Tuesday. Each week we have a different topic, a different speaker, and we're always talking about ways to raise your vibration. And it's always a good time, too. All right. So remember, today is Akua Auset's happy solar return, and she's celebrating with us. Yes.
Yes.
If you don't know, the best time to send energy to people is 2 days before their birthday, on their birthday, and 2 days after. So you just keep sending this sister energy because she is providing services and love and nurturing to the community. We have got to learn how to uplift those who are already doing work to make a difference for each of us. All right? All right. So now, Akua, I have my
Yeah.
pen and paper ready. Actually, it's a whiteboard and marker, but I'm ready. What are you going to have us do this afternoon? And
Moment.
she's going to give us a chance to win something. And you know I can't win, but you know what I'm saying. I'm play like I'm winning. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I am looking for my notes real quick. So the first thing, is morning gratitude. I love to start, usually for me, and a lot of people are like this. I mean, is it for you? The first thing you do in the morning is to just thank
Absolutely.
you, God, thank you for another day,
Yes,
like
I've
just
did
off
that.
top,
Right, I've written a song
tithe.
board. I
Yes,
got a notepad by my bed. Yes, that's the
yes,
first thing.
tithe that gratitude. First fruits of the day, just tithe. Uh, I am still looking for this link. Am I gonna have to just freestyle it? I might have to just freestyle it. I
Absolutely.
might have to
You
actually use
got
my
it.
brain from that
You-
smart coffee, right? Work that ashwagandha.
Right, you know, create on the spot. You know, we know how to do that. We've been doing that for years.
So yeah, so a wonderful way to wake up is not only with the gratitude, but one of the things that my dear brother David Jenkins, who I mentioned earlier as the photographer for 9.5 weeks, he actually introduced me to having a love for essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
And essential oils are the most powerful medicine on the planet because they're 100 times more powerful than herbs.
Mm.
So a lot of us drink herbal teas, deal with herbs, but for instance, a rose, it takes about 30 to 60 roses to make one drop of rose essential oil.
Ooh, and I love that rose essential oil that I get from
Yes,
you.
yes,
Oh my God, I
the
swear
rose
by it.
geranium.
Yes.
Yes. So most of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you are part of our wellness market. So we have Auset Beauty, but also a wellness market. And I found that in 2020, when the world was shut down, and many of us in uncertainty and fear about this virus, we didn't, know what to do to stay safe. So I actually partnered with a company that supplies most, not all the things in our wellness market, but things like biominerals, but also essential oils. So first thing in the morning, I like to just take one of my favorite essential oil blends, and as I'm giving thanks, I just inhale it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, inhaling essential oils are the really the best way to use them because in an essential oil, there are aromatic molecules that have an intelligence. They have the God spirit, God force in them. So you
Mm-hmm.
inhale them through the nose, it goes up through the brain back to your limbic system, which is where a lot of emotional memories are stored. And
Mm-hmm.
so the intelligence of the essential oils, just like us, have different characteristics, strengths, and abilities. So those essences, those plant essences, know what your body needs and goes to providing those for you in
That's.
their particular gift. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say first thing in the morning, just inhale something beautiful, something that's just going to be, whatever you feel, whatever you need to, and to combine that with the gratitude. So that would be the first step.
Mm-hmm. So after our morning gratitude, we're gonna inhale something beautiful
Hmm.
and actually, you know, be present to giving thanks. Mm-hmm. And doing whatever affirmations or, you know, I call it sacred time. You know,
Hmm.
having
Yeah.
people
What
write
did,
that down. Yeah.
share with us what you do first thing in the morning?
Well, similar to what you do, you know, because I actually, most of the time, my eyes open at 4 o'clock. Like I have to get up and go to a
Hmm.
job at 5, you know, you
Mhm,
know.
mhm,
So
mhm,
I use that time to
mhm,
tune in. And most of the time, once I give thanks, because I'm not getting up out of the bed right then, but I give thanks and then I go into my meditation. You
mhm,
know, so I really get present to meditation before I jump up and go to the bathroom and start my day, you know.
mhm, mhm.
And it really is a chance to just center. I get so many wonderful downloads in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah. Yeah. And that's the wonderful thing about those twilight hours between 3 and 5 a.m. is when
Mhm.
the melanin is the most concentrated in our pineal gland. And
Mhm.
that pineal gland, the melanin in your pineal gland is connected to universal information. So that's why it's usually for me, I definitely get downloads first thing in the morning during those hours. And like some of the greatest ideas, it was probably the idea for 9.5 weeks that came,
Oh
that
yeah.
time. My book Superwomen and Goddesses Work with Your Power and Magic was written, or I should say dictated
Yes.
during those hours. Like I would wake up for those 2 hours and go back to bed. So when people say that life's been life changing, like I say, well, it was written by the Most High and the ancestors
Absolutely.
during those times. So another part of the morning gratitude exercise with inhaling your essential oil is also if you have a mist, like a perfume mist,
Mm-hmm.
not a perfume mist, but essential oil mist.
Right. A Mr.
Yeah,
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 puts the fragrance into the air. Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those, and I think that's on one of your websites too. Yeah, that would be perfect for everyone to make sure that they have putting the essential oils into the environment.
And the wonderful thing about a mist is that it's going to neutralize the positive ions that your body may have attracted. Now, hopefully, if you're sleeping, maybe you're sleeping without not sitting next to your phone, not sitting next to your laptop, but that's usually not the case. So you're most likely collecting magnetic frequencies, EMFs,
Mm-hmm.
while you sleep because you've got your cell phone there. So misting with water will actually neutralize the positive ions that you get from that, and you'll feel more grounded.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes.
And then the next step would be, what is your nutrition plan? What are you going to feed your body with? So I actually drink black magic water first thing in the morning. So I'll drink just like 1 glass of spring water.
Mm-hmm.
And spring water, just because it has nature's natural minerals in it, I don't do purified water
Mm-hmm.
because that could be purified by bleach, ammonia. Definitely don't do tap water. Like
Mm-hmm.
as long as there's spring water available, that's what I prefer. Now, if it's like an emergency situation, I'll have any water, I need to drink water, I'll drink whatever's available. But
No, that's right. Because it's now is about self-preservation. Exactly.
right, right. So
Mm-hmm.
I prefer spring water.
Mm-hmm.
And so after the spring water, then I'll make my black magic water. And the black magic water is basically made by putting a very small scoop of fulvic acid in it. And that's something that we have in our wellness market. And it comes from um, really prehistoric, primordial earth. It's the part of the humus of soil that enables plants to grow. So by adding that to my water, it's helping my cells to be oxygenated, any heavy metals, parasites, toxins, 60 times its weight be pulled out. Also, it's a great prebiotic.
This is what I love about the people in my tribe. I mean, you get they have all the healing magic, the elixirs, all that exotic romantic sound. Come on now, what did you call it for Blowbeck?
Yeah, I mean they dig 30 to 60 feet down into the earth to grab this. So it's really, really powerful. And I would say, pardon me, I just had to stop for one moment.
Yeah, yeah. Do you need to keep going or? So yeah, she's gonna really explain to us because this is why I want you to meet the people in my circle because I learn constantly from the things that they do, that they teach me, and they don't just teach me. This is their lifestyle. This is Akua's lifestyle. This is something that she does for herself, and she's just giving us insight into how it could work for us. And I love this. Can you go ahead now, Akua?
Yes, okay. So yeah, I just someone just walked in. One moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people, we're in life, and sometimes things come up, and we have to actually surrender to that, allow that to take place, because we still can get this information as Akua is talking. So make sure that you have the morning gratitude and then
Yes.
inhaling something beautiful. And now we're talking about this black magic.
Yes, the black magic. So I was just so I had to be somewhere and someone asked me, what do you need? So The 2 things I had her grab was my fulvic acid, my black magic, and some D3 with K2. So, like, in terms of my health, like,
Mm-hmm.
if I have over 100 products in my wellness market of everything, I would choose the black magic because I feel like that's the one thing that anything that I'm dealing with, it'll balance that, whether it's digestion, whether it's, inflammation, brain issues, depression issues, just anything. Just pick anything that's out of balance. The
Mm-hmm.
fulvic acid will balance it out. So, like, that's my go-to for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so drink some type of water first thing in the morning. It's going to really help your metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I have oh, people love this hack. So we didn't even talk about the spring get up. There's a whole spring get up, which
Uh-oh.
is inspired by a little bit about, by the organic. We didn't talk about the organic beauty detox either. So there's just so much. But as part of some of these weight release programs that I've done, getting up, instead of being sedentary, we get up for 5 minutes a day and dance. But
Mm-hmm.
part of the protocol is drinking a gallon of water a day. So what I've done, and a lot of times people wait till the very end of the day and try to drink most of the water, but then like you're getting up all night, going to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., I have an alert set every hour that reminds me to drink 10.5 ounces of water every hour.
Yes.
So what you'll notice with that is that you'll have sustained energy, and as quite as it's kept, sometimes you can actually balance your blood pressure by just drinking more water.
Yes,
So
you
a
can
lot of health.
balance a lot of pain in your body by drinking more water because people dealing with arthritis and joint
Mhm.
discomfort, most of the time they're dehydrated more than anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
So, following the water, I usually like to have some type of herbal infusion. There's a scripture in the Bible. Not that I'm a Bible beater or anything, but I just love a lot of the things that are in the Bible. But there's a scripture that says the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nation. So, depending on what it is that my body needs, I will get an appropriate herbal infusion and drink that. Um, and I pretty much don't eat anything until around lunchtime. So I'm
Hmm.
doing an intermittent fast as well.
Hmm.
And now, if it's a day that I need some more energy, I might instead do like a smart coffee and just make it really good and do that because then I know my focus and energy will be sustained. I won't go up and down. I might have coffee maybe once a week or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so that's the next part. After your morning gratitude exercise, and you move on to your nutrition plan. And then next, it's good. I just heard this the other day. I'm not sure the gentleman's name. I was listening to a radio interview, and he said something that the purpose of self development is for us to develop as a community. So
Hmm.
I feel like it's really important for us to do some sort of personal development every day. And
Yes.
that's working on your mindset. So usually I will, whether it's being on YouTube or some audio, I'll listen to some personal development while I'm exercising. So
Hmm.
that's a wonderful combination, personal development while you move your body. So when you
Yes.
want to go for a walk, and I'll tell you one thing, that Fitbit, do you use Fitbit or Apple Watch or anything like that?
Yes, I have. I have. I took a year off from it, but yes, I love Fitbit. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm missing mine. It's somehow the charger's not working, but my mom got the whole family Fitbits.
Oh.
And when I tell you that that was a game changer for me, and the reason why it was such a game changer is that like they say what you manage is what is it? What you manage is mastered. What is that saying?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I
Yeah,
know it's
but
about
oh
consistency.
my gosh,
Yes.
like the fact that
Mhm.
like I'm seeing the steps I'm taking and I'm seeing the calories,
Yes.
like it. like it's keeping score, so then it inspires you to want to do more.
Yes, and
So
it's like a self challenge, isn't it? You
yeah,
know,
it's
you
like a
have to compete with
game, you
anybody
know.
but yourself.
And
Exactly.
it's so cute with like the elders, you know, you see these elders that, you know, want to walk everywhere. It's like, no, I got to get my steps in, you know. So
Yes.
it's really cute. So so yeah, whether it's walking or dancing for 5 minutes, just move your body. Like you just want to stay out of a situation where you're not strong enough. Like if you fall, your body's not going to be broken, or if you fall on the floor you're able to get up. Like I've heard of elders that are close friends with my family that like people have spent nights on the kitchen floor because they fell and didn't have the strength
Mm.
to pull their body up off the floor. So that was just traumatizing, the thought of that. So like we got to keep our bodies moving. So listen to you personal development, keep your mind going, and then exercise and keep your body going.
Mhm.
And then after that, I call something a morning gratitude shower. So we woke up with gratitude. So we go into the shower after we work out and do a morning gratitude shower and just continue that. And I use these vegan hair and body bars that I love so much, and I never knew the importance of using vegan hair and body bars. Do you know why it's important to use vegan body?
I don't know, but I remember you sending me some with me when I went to Jamaica,
What
and
did
it
I
was
send you?
just the orange body bar.
Oh, how did you like
Yeah,
that?
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I love citrus first thing in the morning. There's something
Hmm.
about smelling lemon, lime, orange,
Yes.
bergamot, any kind of citrus first thing in the morning. It's like, ah. So yeah, that orange blossom bar is wonderful. So what I learned is that most of the soaps out there that are bars use tallow. And do you know what tallow is?
No. What is
Well,
tallow?
tallow is the fat that comes from cow, goat,
Oh.
um, animals. So basically, so check this out. So you're using the soap to get clean, but you're putting animal fat on your body while doing so.
Ooh. That doesn't sound too clean, Akua. Just the
Yeah,
thought of that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So yeah, vegan hair body bars are important. Um, yes. So then moving on. So we're stepping out of the shower. We've given thanks. We've had our herbal tea. We've worked out. So now we're gonna get to our day. So that's the time we review our goals. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully you've written your goals down. I remember the year that the world shut down for the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I met, I didn't meet her, but I reconvened with a lady that I know by the name of Tracy Walker, and she had us do a list of 300 needs, wants, and desires, and it was life changing.
Mm.
So 300,
That's a lot. But it's probably, I
300.
bet the thing about writing them down is it magically goes into the universe and it begins to
Mhm.
manifest on its own.
Yeah, I actually need to go back to that list from
I
2 years
want you
ago.
to because I want to see how many of them have come through.
Yes, yes. So that's something I would challenge the audience to do. Just start
Mhm.
your 300 and maybe do them in groups of 20. Just things that you, and I don't like to use the word need
Mhm.
because I don't know, just some metaphysical stuff. When you say you need something, then you just create more of that needing. So I like to say I require and I desire.
Mhm. I like that.
Instead of needing and wanting, we do require and desire. So a list of things that you require and desire. And so from that list, you can create goals. So before you begin the day, it's really good to review your goals so that each day that you're living in alignment with the things that are really important to you.
Mhm.
And it could be just a goal of like, you know, Send some love to my family today. Send a text to the family chat, like, "I love you all. Let me know what you need." Just it doesn't have to be like, buying a building or it could
Right.
be that too, but it can be as small as how you love your family and friends.
How you let people know that they matter to
Mhm.
you. Right.
Yep.
Hmm.
Um, the next is to share yourself with other people. I think the happiest people, and we started out talking about this about service, but in balance, but I think the happiest people are actually people who share themselves and, share their gifts, talents, and abilities. So hopefully, when you're on the court of life, you found a way to share that and that you're actually, whatever you do, it's something you look forward to doing every day.
Yes.
So that's the next thing.
Hmm.
And then the next step of a day in the life of a diamond or a millionaire is don't complain.
Hmm.
Like, uh, like for some people that's going to be pretty easy, but for other people, complaining is kind of a habit.
Yeah, and it's a learned
So,
habit. It's not even something they created. It's kind of like they inherited it from their environment and they just never checked themselves.
hmm
So that's
and
a
what,
good one.
and then what happens when you complain?
You get more of it.
Hello. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So for those of you that may need a chill pill on complaining, we have a cannabinoid uh, elixir called Entourage, which
Mm.
is 8 different cannabinoids. So if you want a little help to just chill out, that's really great for that.
Now,
So
how do you use that? Is that a coffee, a tincture?
no,
Mm.
it's actually just a tincture that you put under the tongue, and the benefit of putting things under the tongue is that immediately there's a receptor under the tongue that goes straight into your bloodstream. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the fastest way. Instead of eating something,
Yes.
if you put it under the tongue, it goes right into your bloodstream. So that's how I usually take Entourage under the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed between the Entourage and the superfoods that I've been taking since 2020, I remember looking up at the end of 2020 and I'm like, wow, I've never freaked out. Like, for the most part, I'm pretty peaceful and like in a good mood, like that year. Like, of all the stuff that was going on, I'm like, wow, I've not really freaked out. I've been okay. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I just attribute it to all of the plants that I was
Yeah.
taking. I remember when I was visiting with Queen Afua in New York, she mentioned that if you're ever feeling down or low in energy, just drink a green drink. There's
Mm-hmm.
something about the plants, the vibration of the plants, the God force in the plants,
Yes.
master force, the master force,
Yes.
the
Yes. Yes.
God force in these plants are uplifting mentally and in every way, not only energy wise, but just it'll keep you from complaining. You'll be a lot happier. But like, so for those of you listening, can you go a day without complaining? Can you go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
a season? That's that's something to look at. Can you do that?
Yeah, and it's so interesting when you take on, I like to tell people, I dare you.
Right. I
know,
dare you.
I dare you when you actually take it on, forget about it, right? And then all of a sudden the season is over and your whole life has changed just because you did one thing. You stopped complaining
Mhm.
or you drank more green juice every day or you added more water. It's really amazing the simple things that can take care of you immediately.
Yeah, yeah, it's I think on some level we have an addiction to drama because all the stuff you really need to do to be the happiest are very simple.
And free, most of them, believe it or not. Not, I know.
And free, yeah, just
Yeah.
drink water, eat your
Hmm.
greens, work out, get some rest, and don't complain, no drama. So that brings me to the next one. Have fun with it.
Yes.
Have fun with it. That's actually a step. That's actually a ritual. Like all the stuff that you're doing, have fun with it.
Hmm.
Like this is it. This life we have, this is it.
Yeah.
this like we're not preparing to live like this is it.
Mm.
So we might as well have fun with it.
Have fun
And
with it.
so as a evening ritual, there is there is a couple of things that I use. So you can do a foot soak with that black magic powder, and
Mm.
the foot soak will actually help to pull toxins out of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're someone that stands on your feet a lot, there's a magnesium pain cream. Now, it doesn't only have to be for feet that hurt, but anything that hurts on your body, there's a pain cream that as you put it on your body, it's actually going to give you your requirement for magnesium.
And
So
most people are
Mhm.
really deplete in magnesium, and
Absolutely.
especially after 60. So please, please take on doing your research, listening, getting the information about herbs and teas and elixirs, everything for your body. It's going to make a difference.
Yeah, it really does. Magnesium is actually the one mineral that we're most deficient in,
Mm-hmm.
and people that are deficient in magnesium are twice as likely to die, like faster.
Mm.
Yeah, like there was a study done by a group of doctors and found that yeah, it's that serious.
It is that
Yeah,
serious.
magnesium is really serious. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, end your day with a foot detox, and then you can massage the pain cream into your feet. And the beautiful thing about putting any creams or oils on the feet is that it goes into your nervous system. And I actually have a video in my collection of things that show blood before essential oil application and blood afterwards. And it's
Mhm.
amazing that it just enlivens and regenerates the blood. Something seemingly so simple is so powerful.
Yes.
And then before you close those eyes, go back to your goals sheet and review your goals so that as you begin to fall asleep, and we also have the magnesium cream, sleep cream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Ring a ding a ding. Time to go to sleep.
Yes.
So as you begin to fall asleep, as you fall asleep, you can actually be envisioning just the things that you want to bring to pass before you go to
Yes.
sleep.
Yes. Absolutely.
And
Love.
then,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then what I'll do too is after the foot soak, the pain cream, I'll actually apply some type of essential oil. And I have a whole like a line is a really good one to just get you all aligned
Mm-hmm.
before bed. And lately I've been listening to I have playing while I'm sleeping something that's going to raise my frequency, whether it's
Yes.
healing the body or it's increasing abundance and prosperity
Mhm.
or attracting love or just whatever you want. I have a whole playlist of raising your vibration videos that you can actually go to sleep to. So what I'm going to do for those of you that would like to reach out to me, I will actually give you a link where you can download
Okay.
these cards that have these 9 steps as well as the products that you can use on each step. And also the 9 cards that are blank, so then you can write in there what you want to write in there. But you can visit I like to give out my link tree. Let me do this. Is it okay to give out I have a phone number that if
Absolutely.
you
Yes.
dial the number and put hashtag master force, I'll
Hmm.
know that you came from this interview.
Okay.
And then I will send you a link to these cards and you can print them out.
Wonderful. What's the number? That's
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sweeten the deal.
uh-oh, we got sweet deals
I'm about to
here.
sweeten the deal. If you're listening to this and you've never met me and you've never shopped with us, I'm going to give you a $25 gift card.
Ooh.
And we have about 50 products under $30.
Hmm.
So that's the sweet deal. So you're going to get the cards that you can print out. Just get a card stock, print them out, cut them up, and then these cards really make a difference because I mean, do you ever wake up like, okay, what am I doing? Like, and need some direction or
Well,
whatever? I
I
know.
actually do that. I do, yeah, what you said at night. as far
Yeah.
as writing down my goals, where I call them intentions. But so in
Mm.
the morning, I'm usually waking up with the idea of what I just
See?
focused on. My
Exactly.
mind is building when I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love it. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Of course, you're that way. So yeah. So let me give you the number.
Okay.
The number is area code 213
Mm-hmm.
372
Mm-hmm.
0072. That's my super phone number. And once you text me Master Force, hashtag Master Force,
Mm-hmm.
I will know that you came from this interview and I will make sure you get a link to the cards. And your first purchase, you can use your $25 gift card. And I don't give that out to everybody. Usually that's a reward. After someone has already been a customer, they usually get it the second time. But
Okay.
for
And I don't
your
think I've
people,
had anyone to just give away. So this is our first. You're creating something here. Something
yes,
else. There you go.
yes, 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 yes. Well, practical. I'm the jack of clubs, practical Virgo. I like for our time to be, valuable so people can take it and implement and execute.
Well, what I wanted to actually say is that one of the things that you've demonstrated in your conversation is that you are the project. It wasn't
Mhm.
about, what are you going to do before work? What are you going to do? It was this all about what is it about your self care for today? You see
Mhm.
that? And
Mhm.
most of us, what is the first thing? What is the first complaint? I don't have enough time.
Right.
However, if you don't take that time, you won't be here long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
it's
then life happened to you instead of
life.
creating it.
Yes. Yes. And we are designed to get to the point where we realize that we are the project.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're our greatest masterpiece.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a story I like to tell at the beginning of 9.5 weeks. And it's about Michelangelo, how he carved these wonderful masterpieces. And he says, "Oh, well, it's easy. I just remove what's not there."
Mm-hmm.
So, we talk about detoxing, releasing all the stuff that's not you to reveal the art, the masterpiece, the piece of art that you are. So these rituals just keep me and the people that utilize them just with intentionality and focus. And yeah, I would say of all of the things that I've ever done, the common thread is ritual. One of, I
Yes.
mentioned working with Michael Jordan for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Before every game, he had a pre-game ritual,
Yes.
which included showing up early and just running through his basic, you know,
Skills. Yeah. He
dribbling
goes
and
out there by
hoops,
exactly.
and then
Mm-hmm.
that would be followed by a certain meal that he would have that would include steak. And then
Mm-hmm.
he would also, remember we talked about before bed, envision. He would envision the
Yes.
game. He would envision his past successes.
Yes.
And so yeah, rituals are very, very powerful. Having the ma'at or that order in your life is very, very powerful.
Yeah, I noticed that you and I have started, it seems like it's going to become a ritual, but it seems like for some reason, every time I get ready to go out of town, we end up talking to each other,
Mm.
and you end up either mailing me or bringing me a product that I need for that trip.
I know, and even on accident, like you.
But I want you to know that this time or last week when you did that, while I was actually out of town, at my destination, I got a contract. I got called for a contract. And that
What?
wasn't that wasn't something I was working on, creating, visualizing, or anything. It was just like, hey, you did some work with us before, and we'd like to actually ask you to, do it again.
Wow. And what blend were you? Oh, this might be the one thing people want to get first.
You
What
use
blend were you using?
Prosper.
Prosper. Yeah, that's the truth. Prosper's the truth. It works.
And you said, well, and I said, well, what do I do? You said, just rub it on. And that's what I was doing every day, just, rubbing
Mhm.
it on. And
Mhm.
and again, forgetting about it because it has such a delicious fragrance.
Hmm.
Yeah, it holds its own in fragrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it
Wow.
happened, I was excited about, oh, and then I had to look at, does this fit? You hear me? Does that fit into my life? Can I really?
Hmm. Can
And
I
then
accept this blessing?
can I accept this blessing? And then I remember this is part of Prosper.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. I hadn't heard that before this time.
No, yeah, it just happened, because I just got back. Remember, I just,
Wow.
yeah, I just got
Yeah.
back. Friday. Yeah, so that just happened.
Congratulations, manifester. I love it. I
But
love
that
it.
again is inside of, and like I said, I think it looks like we created a ritual where that actually happened, and then there's always something out of that. So,
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
yeah. So we're coming to the 2 hour mark, and I want people to. You already given us a phone number where they can reach you and get these wonderful offers, but also I want them to know how to interact with you, where you are, your website. Can you tell them that so that they can? Because I know people are gonna just want to follow you. You know.
Oh, it was really sweet. So yeah, I'm based in South Shore, Chicago, and I have a Auset beauty bungalow and wellness market located at the Artisan Collective on the corner of 71st and Ridgeland. That's 1735 East 71st Street. And Saturday is the day that I am holding hours for the public to come between 11 and 5. So, yeah, so 213-372-0072 is the best way to download my personal card, and that you'll receive website links, social media. I'm on social media as Akua Auset, AKUA AUSET. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm mostly on Facebook. Lately, I've been posting more on Instagram. If you'd like to follow the cosmetic brand Auset Beauty, we're on Instagram. That's really the only place I really post regularly, and I don't post very often. But Auset Beauty, AUSET Beauty. What else? Yeah, just the phone number, and just make sure to hashtag Master Force. So you get that special treatment that I haven't given anyone else. You all get special treatment because my dear sister here is one of my favorite people on the planet. She
Oh,
really is a master force.
oh, thank you. Thank you. And I just, Akua, this has been, didn't the time just fly?
It did. It did. It did. And I apologize for any interruptions or pauses I had to have.
Oh, that's
I'm on
okay.
location.
Right. You gave us so much useful information, and I just wanted people, I love who the universe has put in my orbit. And it's just it's a confirmation to me about the work we're doing, because all the people that we need to do it show up. I am surrounded by healers and lovers and givers and
Mhm.
sages and
I feel the same way. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
feel
a
the same
beautiful
way.
thing. Yeah. So any last words before we sign off?
Yes. People, please, please take care of yourselves. I know, I think it's human to take things for granted. It's human. There's one of my favorite books is, oh my gosh, Einstein's Dreams.
Mhm.
And Einstein's Dreams is a little book. It's a novel, but every chapter of it is a take on what Einstein would have been dreaming about when he was coming up with the theory of relativity. And there's one chapter that talks about when you don't have memory. When you don't have memory, every kiss is like the first kiss. Everything is new. And I think there's something with human beings that after it's not new and you're no longer excited about it, but it's become part of your life, you start to take it for granted.
Mhm.
So, we take our health for granted, we take our beloveds for granted. Um, so I would just say take care of yourselves, really take the time to just be grateful for this life. People are leaving this planet. left and right, and it's just like, have you done everything you wanted done? Have you done all the things you wanted to do on your bucket list? Like, just really take care of yourself, and take, just don't take this for granted. And a message to men is, I know men want to be, the strong warrior soldiers, but we really need you to take care of yourselves, because without you, we lose our warriors and our protectors, and we need you. We
Yes,
want you.
we do.
So, get checkups to make sure that you don't have illnesses that you could just nip in the bud, and put some plants on it, put some water on it, put some rest on it, put some laughter on it, put some relaxation on it. So just, I know you all are strong warriors and soldiers, but we need you to take care of yourself, because we need you to be around to watch your children grow up, to give them direction, to protect them. So, yeah, very special message for men, because I've had very dear people that have left this planet and they didn't need to.
Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And everyone, thank you for listening this week. We always love the guests in our show, but today Akua has given us so many new places to look. And she's created an offer for you. And I want you to take advantage of it. This is another way of you having access to those things that's going to make a difference in your life, and a big difference. And like she said before, if you just change one thing, it begins to show up as improvement. All right? And so next week, that's going to be our third Tuesday. And what do we do on third Tuesday? We listen to Women with Vision. So be sure to join us next week. And in the meantime, I want you to slow down and just remember that it really is important to master your life force. All right, guys, see you next week. Take care. Your eyes, they got me moving.